Oh my God.
Okay, let's test this out one more time, the clicker. It's under your box.
Yeah. Look at you,
Okay.
IT over here.
Oh, goodness.
I still can't get over you. Denise. Denise. I still can't get over you. A whole new person. So good to see. Right? Incredible. Gonna paint out a little more, some more stuff, and then we'll begin in a second. Yeah, I only have 2 hands working on it. More goodies. Are you gonna go to that meeting? It's all the information between 54 what? We're on 67th Street. We're on 67th Street between 3rd Avenue and 11th.
Oh, not 86th Street.
No, that's Central Park.
Yeah, I like her.
Okay. They're right by the Russian,
Right above the
people there. No demonstration there?
We have the block shut down. So if the protests come, they have the
Why don't they
protest.
demonstrate against the Russian, embassy?
Yeah.
We have one on 7th Street, one on 91st Street.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, we have
They demonstrate against them.
he's my partner.
Well, I have some more in my office. I can bring out later. Some more.
Yeah.
Some more.
Hi, everyone, we're about to get started. There we go. Yeah, that laptop right up front.
I guess we can.
Use my desktop to send the email. I use, okay. Hi, everyone, we're about to get started. We were just waiting for some more people to join us. I'm talking.
I'm trying not to blow your ears out.
Whenever you think will be good.
We're ready to go.
All right. Hello, everybody. I remember most of you. Happy to be back in person because it's been too long, almost 2 years. I'm Officer Anthony Nuccio. For you that don't know me, I work in the 19th precinct, which is the precinct that covers 59th Street to 96th Street, from the East River to Central Park's wall. So it's a pretty big precinct. Brought some of my colleagues along with me, including one of my sergeants. She's a domestic violence sergeant. They're going to speak as well. And these are your 2 neighborhood coordination housing officers. So there, you've probably seen them. We've got one new face, one semi-new face. Been a year or so, right?
Yeah, about 9 months.
And they'll introduce themselves in a second. They are just strictly officers in charge of the housing developments of the precinct. So Isaac, Holmes, and Robbins Plaza. So you can direct any questions to them as well. And we'll all introduce ourselves in a moment. But we're here today to talk to you about crime prevention. Also, our domestic violence Sergeant Sean Williams is here to talk to you about domestic violence prevention as well. And then at the end, we'll answer any questions you may have. So just want to go around and say hello first.
My name is Officer Robinson. First name is James. I've been an officer in the 19th precinct for about 6 years now, a little over 6 years. I've been a neighborhood coordination officer for housing here for about 9 months. I'll leave my business cards up here. I'll give you guys my information if you guys would like. My number or email. If you guys have any questions or concerns, you can always reach out to me. My new partner.
Hi, I'm Nassima Raj. I've been at the 19th precinct for approximately 6 years as well, but on the job for about 11 years. I'm newly assigned to NCO housing. I replaced Officer Robinson's previous partner, Struggle. Some of you may have known me from being a domestic violence officer. But like Robinson said, we'll leave our information. You guys can contact me, either myself or my partner. If you have any questions or concerns, I'll be happy to.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sergeant Williams. I'm in the domestic violence sergeant in the 19th precinct. I just recently got to the precinct about 1.5 years ago, and I've only been the domestic violence sergeant for about 2 months now. Obviously, domestic violence, this is not for husband and wife that are in their early 30s and 20s. It also happens in our elderly community also. So that is why I'm here. So if you have any questions, concerns, if you have family members who are dealing with domestic violence, please ask me any questions. I'll leave my information also.
Yeah, thank you, Sarge. Thanks, guys. Can you all see the screen?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna go through this. I'm gonna try to make it as non-boring as possible. Most of this you already know. It's all common sense, but sometimes you just need a reminder. Everyone does. So we're gonna go through it real quick here. And then if you have anyone has any questions, we'll be happy to answer them at the end. We'll hold it to the end. So just some basic safety stuff, get out of the way in the beginning. Traveling, we all know, traveling should be in pairs, especially if you're going out after dark. If you're traveling alone, make sure someone knows where you're going at all times. So they say, hey, I'm going to the grocery store. Going to a friend's house. So someone knows that if you don't show up where you're supposed to be, they know that something may have happened to you. So always make sure you're traveling in pairs and make sure you're staying on well-lit streets. Hopefully this daylight saving thing ends. We don't have to worry about the time shift anymore and it stays light longer during the day. So fingers crossed that goes through, that'd be amazing. But try to stay on streets that are well lit. Don't take shortcuts. You know the avenues and the streets that you are familiar with that are got full lighting. If you notice a lighting situation, like a light out on a pole, you report that 311. If you notice lighting out in the development, in the neighborhood, please report that to the office outside management office so they can correct that. Plus, dark areas, criminals like to lurk in. They use those areas to be up to no good. Transportation. When you get into a cab, accessoride, any of those types of deals, ask the driver if they wouldn't mind waiting until you got into your location. If you're going to the grocery store, you're going to the doctor's office, an extra set of eyes on you is always better than just the one set. So make sure, ask the driver if you don't mind, can you wait a second until I get into the doctor's office? Can you wait a second until I get into my development? When walking, ladies, purses. I know you like to wear your purses wrapped around your body 18 different ways, right? Or gentlemen with a satchel, right? We say no to that. Anyone realize why we might say we shouldn't wear our purses wrapped around our body 18 times? Exactly. So if you're wearing a purse on one shoulder and someone tries to grab it, you can easily just let it go, right? If you're wearing it cross body and someone tries to take it from you or over your neck or anything like that, you're going with it. And we go from a simple larceny, a simple theft, to a robbery. And now, God forbid, you end up in a hospital. We've had this happen to some of our seniors, and they've had a really hard time recovering from these things because one simple fall and they're in the hospital and rehab, and we don't want that. Everything on your person can be replaced. So please, if you're carrying a purse or any kind of bag, keep it on only one shoulder and hold it in front of you. During the winter, it's great. You can put the purse on underneath your jacket so it's not even visible. During the summer, when it gets warmer out, purse or bag on one shoulder. This way, if it does get taken or snatched, you can just let it go and you can replace everything that's in that purse. Brings me to another point. If you are carrying anything in your purse that you can't replace, consider keeping it home in a safe or a bank deposit box. You don't need your social security card on you 24/7. You don't need every single credit card you own on you as well. Plan your day accordingly. If you're going to the store and you need a certain amount of money, just bring that amount of money with you. If you're going to the store and you know you need one credit card, bring that one credit card with you. But don't bring your entire life savings with you. Don't bring every single credit card you have with you. Just bring what you need for the day. Keep everything else locked up and make a list of everything you have in your wallet or your purse. So you know if it does get stolen, you know exactly what was stolen and to report it to us. Wallet, gentlemen, we all carry our pockets and our cops usually carry the wallets in their front pocket. And the reason for that, we could feel it there. Pants tend to be a little baggy. And again, especially during winter, every other pocket you really can't feel. But if someone tries to go in your front pocket, you could feel someone going into that pocket. Back pockets, we've seen them get snipped with scissors. We've seen all sorts of things. People dip into them and take the wallet out. So if you can have an opportunity, anyone, wear your wallet in your front pocket so you can feel it, not your rear. And do what you can to be seen, especially when it gets later at night. Try if you're going out later at night, wearing brighter colors. Certainly don't cross in the crosswalk. If that flashing light's doing this, that's not your opportunity to race across the street. If it's not already doing this before you step off the curb, then wait on the curb and wait for the light to turn for a walk signal. That flashing light is only to give you a warning if you're already in the crosswalk. If it's doing this, you shouldn't touch the street. You should stay on the sidewalk until it says to walk, okay? So just be cautious of that. Shopping, once it starts getting busier out in the avenues and the shopping districts, be aware of pickpockets. They are out there. They work in teams sometimes. They'll bump you, pretend they bumping into you while someone else is actually grabbing your purse or valuable. So be very cautious of that. And have your keys ready. If you're in a cab or an accessoride or you're close to your house, grab the key you know is going to open that first immediate door so it's ready to go. Don't be fumbling around your pockets or in your purse looking for the keys, because that time you're distracted, and that's the time an opportunist criminal could take to actually try to rob you or steal from you. So have that key ready before you're at your door. Medical information and IDs. Make sure you're carrying something with your name on it, something with your medical information on it. So God forbid something does happen to you and you can't communicate to us or an emergency professional, EMT or ambulance or hospital, they can read who you are, where you live, an emergency contact on that form, something in your wallet or your purse that says who you are and any allergies you may have, any medication you may be taking, anything you're allergic to. It's all listed on any medications are important. Especially if you've fallen conscious, you don't have any ID on you. Ambulance is going to come. They're going to want to know exactly who you are and how to treat you. So make sure something like that's on your person. And in all these scenarios, if you feel unsafe, 911 is our number, as you know. Also FDNY and EMS. If you feel unsafe for any reason, you call 911. All right. If something's suspicious, you feel like you're being followed, anything that's uneasy, that you have that feeling in your gut that something's wrong, 911. Give your location. That's huge, very important. Always know where you're walking, always know where you are. Always look up at the street signs. You're going to an appointment somewhere not in your neighborhood, you're not familiar with it. Just every time you cross an intersection, know where you are, know what corner you're on. If you see a Starbucks or McDonald's or any kind of landmark, tell that to 911 operator too. When you call 911, they're going to ask you a million questions. Sometimes they'll ask you the questions over and over again. So it's not they're not paying attention. They're typing it in. They're talking to police. They're talking to FDNY at the same time. And they just want to reiterate and keep you on the line. So if you do call 911, be prepared that they may ask you the same question over and over again. It's not that they're not listening. They are listening. They're typing it in. We can see it on our cell phones, our job cell phones. As you're talking, 911 dispatcher's typing in, and we can see it on our phones before it even goes over the radio. So it's really important just to be prepared that they will ask a bunch of questions, and it probably will be pretty redundant. Subways. Did everyone know this? The green globes, what they mean on subway stations?
I don't think it no more.
Yeah, so green globes mean that there's someone from the MTA 24/7 in the booth downstairs, or what we used to call the token booth. So if you have an opportunity to go into a train station, always look for the green globes. The red globes mean there's nobody on duty there. So most stations are green globes now, but there are still some exits that have red globes, and that means there's nobody down there. So try to look for the green globe stations. Have your MetroCard ready again before you're going downstairs, before you're distracted looking in your purse. Have it ready to go and swipe. Maybe keep it in an outer pocket while you're on the trains or taking the buses, so you don't have to go into your actual purse or wallet. And then just make sure you put it back in there at the end of your journey. But have that ready to go. Sitting. the safest place to sit in a train, anyone know where that would be?
I'm gonna need a jewel.
Not near the doors. And the reason for that is snatching, right? Grab and goes. So train doors open, you're sitting there, your purse is hanging out, they grab it and they go and doors shut and you're on to the next station. It's also same thing if you're standing there, it's even more convenient for them to snatch. And you could also not pay attention to the stations and you might even fall. So be careful of that. Sit and stand in the interior of the car, if possible. Sidewalk, stay on the curb and wait for it. Jewelry, if you're wearing anything expensive jewelry when you're traveling, tuck it into your shirt. You can turn rings into the inner side of your palm so that the jewel is not showing, it's just a band. Stuff like that helps. Most crimes are opportunistic. So most times when someone's a victim of a crime, it's an opportunity. It's not someone that was stalking you all day and waiting for the right moment. It's just someone saw something an easy target and took it. So whatever you can do to make yourself less of a target when you're out there, taking cell phones out, flashing things that may be valuable, all easy targets for someone, an opportunist criminal that's looking to score an extra buck on a phone or a piece of jewelry. So just keep all that hidden until you get to your destination. Anyone ever notice the waiting area signs on the platform, the train? Right? You think, wait, the whole thing's a waiting area, right? And that's kind of weird. But there's a waiting area on purpose because that's where the conductor stops. So that's usually right in the middle of the platform. You'll see the conductor open the window, point, look out, and then play the announcement. But that's the best place to wait because the conductor's there. It's an extra pair of eyes on you. And that's where we want you to wait, off hours and during regular hours. And stay as far to the wall as possible. Don't stand anywhere near the yellow line. Keep your back to the wall and make sure that you see around you at all times, okay? It's very important. Another thing is, anyone seen those help points that are all over the train station now? They glow blue. There's two buttons, a green one and a red one. The green one calls the MTA person in the booth, and you can ask questions. The red one calls us. So be aware of those as well. You can stand by one of those against the wall. That's the best place as well. All right, and those work. We get the calls a lot. Sometimes it's people playing games by pushing them, but they do work and we do respond to them. So is the MTA police as well, and the and transit officers. Stay awake. All right, I know it's hard, especially sometimes it's really hot on a train or a bus, but stay awake. If you can't stay awake, try standing up. All right, fall asleep. That's an opportunity for a criminal to take advantage of stealing something from you or take advantage of you. So stay awake. If you can't stay awake, stand up. That's what they used to tell us in the academy. You stand when we were falling asleep during instruction or school, they say get up and stand in the back room. If you can fall asleep standing up, then good on you, but a lot less likely. You know, so stay awake when you're on a crowded train and sit in the front of a bus. You have privilege as seniors to be able to sit in the front of the bus and no one's going to bother you. Do it. Use those seats in the front. Those are the safest places being on a public bus. Yeah. Maybe just an assist. Oh, there you go. Right in the conductor's car. We already talked about that. If you're waiting in the conductor area, then you're going to get right onto that car and you're going to be fine. All right, you're going to be a lot safer because second set of eyes on you, and then the conductor's right there, and they have easy access to the police department. All right. Now we're going to go into a completely different type of crime, deception burglaries. This is when someone comes to your door unexpected and says they need to get into your apartment for some reason. They'll pretend to be a plumber, they'll pretend to be maintenance, they'll pretend to be Con Edison, water department, you name it, they're going to pretend to be it. So if an uninvited person comes to your door and says they need to get in for any reason, are you going to let them in?
No.
No, good, very good. Keep your doors locked. Do a little interview to the people. Say, who are you? What are you doing here? Show me your ID. If they say they're Con Edison, and say, hold on one second, I'm going to call Con Edison. They say they're building management, say, hold on one second, I'm going to call building management. They say anybody, whoever they are, you call the number you know to be true. So you should all have bills from Con Edison, right? Or bills from somebody, bills from Verizon, cell phone, management, some sort of bill. You know how to contact the actual person they're claiming to be. So if they're who they claim to be, they're going to wait for you to get in contact with their supervisor and they'll come. If all else fails, call 911. We'll come and we can verify. And again, if it's a real person representing a real company, they'll wait because they need to get in. But what they'll do is they'll pretend to be a plumber, or they'll say that there's a flooding condition at 2 doors down. We need to get into your apartment to shut the water off of the building. And you let them in, you follow them to the kitchen while someone else goes to your bedroom or wherever you might be having your valuables, and they'll steal from you. So just be very cautious of that. Ask for IDs through the people. Keep an emergency contact list near your phone of all the people that could possibly be coming to your building to come into your apartment or your home and ready to go. And like I said, if you feel unsafe, you can call 911 and we'll come and investigate. All right, that hasn't happened very often here lately, but it has happened in our community. So everything I'm sharing on the slides with you has happened on the Upper East Side. So it's not some far-fetched idea of this may happen. It has happened. So everything I'm telling you is stuff too that we have experienced, and I want to make sure you're aware of it. Mail theft. Now this is that little green pamphlet. Comes in handy. So you see the thing with the mailboxes on it. This explains all that in there in more depth. And the pen we gave you is the pen I'm going to talk about in a second. It may not initially write because there's probably a piece of wax on the tip, so don't freak out. It's an actual writing pen. Just take the little wax off. All right. So anyone still write checks? Okay, a few. All right. It's a lot less than it was last time I was here, so I'm proud of you. You switched over to banking, online banking and such. That's good. Yeah, so we'll talk over about that in a second. Checks. People are stealing checks from mailboxes and rewriting them. And you say, how do they do that? So, and how can you prevent that? Never deposit mail, especially checks or money, on holidays or on weekends or after hours. Every single mailbox has a time frame of when the mail gets picked up. Read that. Make sure you're mailing it sometime in that time frame. Like I said, no holidays or weekends. Don't put anything in that box because everything that gets put in that box will stay in that box until the mail carrier gets it. So if it's sitting in there over a 3-day weekend, it's more opportunity for a criminal to go and steal it. You may have seen they've modified all the mailboxes lately. All of them are pretty much done now. Which is great. It has slowed down the phishing. We call it phishing because criminals actually put something sticky into the mailbox on a string and pull out whatever they grab. If they grab cash, that's great. If they grab a gift card, that's awesome. If they grab a check, that's a jackpot. They can rewrite that check to whatever denomination they want to. So this is why we want you to be careful when mailing things like that. If you can go directly to the post office, that's the best bet. And inside the post office, not the mailboxes outside the front curb, go inside the post office and mail in there. All right. The permanent ink pen that we handed out, that is permanent ink. So a traditional ballpoint pen ink can be erased very easily with some acetone, some nail polish remover. If you're feeling extra experimental, go home, take out a check, write on it with a ballpoint pen, stick it in some nail polish remover, and see the ink come right off. And that's what the criminals do. All right. It doesn't affect the check. Acetone just makes the ink come off and then it dries in seconds. Then they rewrite it. They just may eliminate the denomination, keep your signature intact, and then rewrite it for as much as they want. So use this pen. This pen is permanent. It doesn't come up. The ink embeds itself in the fibers of a check and it won't come out. All right. So utilize that pen. If you run out of ink on this pen, the office has some more, but you can also purchase them in any office supply store. It's called Staples has them. They're called permanent ink pens. They're called security pens, something along those lines. All right. And then always keep an eye on your bank account. Frequently check it weekly. I check mine weekly and look for more money and it's not coming. But I also check and see if there's any things that are being deducted from my account that aren't mine. So just constantly look at your bank account, making sure that nothing is being deducted from your bank that's you didn't make a check out for. A lot of times you'll write a check to something, mail it and forget all about it. And then weeks later, the person you intended to send it to is like, hey, you didn't send your bill, you didn't send your money. And you're like, what? And then they hit you with a late fee and all that time it's been reused and it's a huge denomination and you're overdrawn. So keep a close eye on your bank account. Just talking about a security pen again, it's unwashable. It won't come off. So that's that blue pen. Dumpster diving, criminals do this. Have you ever got one of these in the mail? The pre-approved credit card offers. It's already filled out with your name and everything on it. This is bad because this has everything about you on it, and then you're like, I don't need this. You throw it out. Well, that has everything on it about you. Criminal can change your address because there's a box in here to just change your mailing address. and now they got a credit card under your name being sent to them at a new address, and you're none the wiser. So if you get anything in the mail that has personal information on it, you should be shredding it. And not just a simple shred, cross shredder. If you can purchase a cross shredder or get to someone that has a cross shredder, it makes it into like small confetti that can't be pieced back together, is the best thing you can do. But shred everything with your name, shred everything with social, anything with personal identification information on it, shred, 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 especially things like this. All right, phishing. Now this is a different type of phishing. Who has a computer or a laptop or a smartphone or an email? You're all on something, right? All right. So phishing with a P is when a criminal frauds you, sends you an email, sends you something with a link in it, and wants you to click on it. And what happens is they pose as a legitimate company, IRS, bank, credit card company, Netflix, so on and so forth, and they'll send you an email. Uh-oh, doing it again. IT. There we go. And they send you an email or something, and it brings you to something called a spoofed site, which is a fake site. It looks identical to what an actual website would look like for the company they're pretending to be. And I'm going to show you that in a second. And it's just tricking you. So it brings you to that site. It'll tell you to log in or update your contact information, whatever it is. But when you click on that link and you put this information into this spoofed website, all you're doing is giving the criminal your personal information. So be very careful of any emails. I'm going to show you examples in a second. If you receive a suspicious email, don't click on links. Don't input any of your personal information in it. And they can look things like this. These are all emails that I actually got. These are all my personal emails. So I got an email from the IRS. It said, after your last financial activity, we determined that you're eligible to receive a tax refund of $63. Whoop-de-doo. And it says, to access the form for your tax refund, please click here. I did not click there, but if I did click there, it would have brought me to a fake website. So I'm going to put my social security number in and personal information, and then this fake website would have had my info. And they're all claiming to be the IRS. If you look at this, there's tons of misspellings in it, spelling, grammar errors, the very distorted looking logo. There's lots of things in here, clues, and I'll show you another example. So Bank of America emailed me. Great, but I don't have Bank of America, so I immediately know it was fake. This logo is very distorted. The deer has a weird dash through the D, and it says your account has been temporarily locked in order to protect it. Horrible English. We observed multiple login, then a giant space. It's just horrible. But the thing to know here, it says please sign in. Again, it provided me a link. It would have taken me to a fake Bank of America website. Discover card did the same thing. I don't have a Discover card. I don't know anyone that still does. Anyone have Discover? Okay, one person. So I knew that immediately it wasn't me. And again, more grammar errors with another link. PayPal login button. It told me there was something wrong with my account. I needed to fake. Netflix. I still use my parents' Netflix, so I know they weren't emailing me. So I didn't have to update my Netflix account. They don't have my information. I'm coaching off my mom and dad. So I knew that was fake as well. But the same kind of MO, they'll send you this as your account is on hold. Please update your information. A link brings you to a fake site. So all those things have in common is they wanted you to click on something, input your personal information in it. Now they have access to your personal information and to grab your money that way. I'm going to show you a short video, hopefully. I'm going to hit play, see what happens. All right, you do it. Fingers crossed. Oh, is it? Oh, I have to turn it up. Sorry. Want to restart? My apologies. I just turned the TV set off.
Sorry to those on the computer. I forgot to share the sound, so maybe you'll hear it.
Oh, I know what's happening. Okay, give me 1 second.
Displaying pop-ups constantly. There's a good chance your computer's been hacked.
Start over, and I'll turn the
your
volume
computer on. Or
So this is about pop-ups and malware, which is the stuff that gets installed on your computer when you click on those fake links. All right, go for it.
off. It's acting up, running slow, opening pages you didn't click, displaying pop-ups constantly. There's a good chance your computer's been hacked or infected with a virus and needs your help. Stop shopping, banking, and entering passwords online until your computer is cleaned and restored. It's inconvenient to be sure, but it's a necessary step to prevent the situation going from bad to worse, from hack to horrible. Update your security software. Install a new version from a reputable company. You can use your phone or another computer to check reviews of security software. Tech blogs and retail sites usually post them. Choose carefully. Scammers sometimes advertise security software that's malware in disguise. Make your decision. Get back online and download the software. If the security software finds malware, it flags it for you. Delete the suspicious files and restart your computer. If you're still having problems, contact your computer manufacturer or other tech support and find out what else you can do. Once your computer is back to normal, change the passwords you've been using for your bank accounts, your email accounts, and all your other important accounts. The safest route is to choose and use passwords that have upper and lowercase letters, as well as numbers and symbols. And finally, make sure your operating system and internet browser are set to update automatically. You want to keep your computer operating at peak performance. Visit onguardonline.gov to learn more.
Who gets pop-ups on the computer still? Yeah, be careful of those, because that might indicate that you have some sort of virus on your computer. So you're getting tons of pop-ups, your computer's going really, really slow. It may be time to bring it into an authorized computer repair store. If anyone calls you saying your computer was, a virus was detected on your computer, and they say they're from Dell, or they say they're from Apple, or they say they're from Microsoft, or any of the, or Norton virus protection, all fake. Once you buy the computer, if you didn't sign up for any kind of protection plan, those computer companies can care less about you and your computer. All right. They have no idea who you are. They got your money. You bought the computer. It's over. All right. So if someone's calling you claiming to be Apple Care or calling you to be Microsoft or so on and so forth and say, you detected a virus on your computer. No, hang on. That's a fraud. That's a fake. All right. They're not going to call you. All right. And if this does happen to you and you get a million pop-ups on your screen and it's starting to be really slow, shut it, log out, bring it to a computer store and have it repaired or looked at. All right, next slide. All right, so I forgot those are off. Phishing, we talked to this already. That's when someone tries to phish information off of your internet. Don't reply. Don't open any attachments. Don't click on any links. And forward the email. If you want to report phishing emails that are claiming to be the IRS, you could just simply forward it to phishing@irs.gov and they'll investigate it. But if I was you, I would just delete it and be gone with it. Don't click anything. All right. All right. How to protect your identity through identity theft. Does anyone ever put a freeze on their accounts? If you open the big booklet, I believe it's in there, and look for the page that has this diagram on it. It's somewhat toward the middle. It has like a little card on it. There, that page right there. Can I borrow this for a second? Looks like this. This page with the boxes. Anyone see that? All right. Everyone like free things? Of course you do, right? All right. Go to that page, and when you go home, earmark this page, bookmark this page. I want you to put a credit freeze on your credit, and you can do that for free in New York State. In other states, they charge you a few dollars, but here in New York State, it's completely free. And what this will do, this will prevent anyone from opening credit cards or any kind of line of credit under your name. And you have to call all three or go online to all three to do this. And each one will give you a personalized PIN. So in the event that you want to open a line of credit down the line, you can unfreeze it temporarily in the meantime, but this will freeze it so no one else can open it. And this works very well because I froze my own account, my own credit, and I forgot I did that. And I went to Macy's to open a card to get the percentage off during the holiday a few years ago. And they denied me because my credit was frozen. I was like, oh yeah, I froze my credit. So I know for a fact that it works and it's free. So do it. So when you go home today, make sure you freeze all your credit, all your credit through all those Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. And then write the PIN number write the PIN, not PIN number, it's redundant. Write the PIN somewhere safe, and keep that locked up, so you have that handy in case you do want to unfreeze it. And you can temporarily unfreeze it, and they'll automatically refreeze it for you in the event you want it to. So do that, it'll prevent any criminals from opening any accounts fraudulently under your name. And it's free, which is awesome. And it doesn't affect any accounts that are already open. So if you already have accounts open, don't worry about it. Those will still run perfectly fine. All right. Let me talk about all that. Let's see. Yep, this is what I was showing you. So this is all in that booklet that you have. All right. Those are all the actual websites, because there are fraud websites out there that look almost identical to these, but it's like Experian.org or Experian spelled with 2 X's. So they try to trick you. So that's why we're providing you with the actual websites that you can go to in that booklet. Let me try playing this. This explains the freeze. If you want to quickly play this. This is a quick one. No, you're good.
Then it's time to check your credit report. Good news, it's free.
This is actually checking your credit report. Has anyone ever done that? Check it. You get 1 free check a year, which is great to do, because you may have stuff on your credit line that's not yours, or someone may open something that wasn't yours, not under your name. So do this. It's free. It's going to give you the website at the end. You get 1 free credit report per year. All right. I did this a few years ago, and my dad has the same name as me. His stuff showed up on mine and really screwed my credit. Has horrible credit, and I have excellent credit. So it went up even more when I removed his stuff from mine. So do this. We can play again.
The law entitles you to 1 free copy of your credit report from each of the 3 nationwide credit reporting companies every 12 months. Why is it important to check your credit report? It has important information about your financial accounts, how you pay your bills, and if you file for bankruptcy. You want to make sure everything is accurate, especially before you buy a house or a car, or apply for a job. If you notice something wrong, contact the credit reporting company and business providing the information to correct the error. And checking your report can help you guard against identity theft. Visit ftc.gov/ID theft if you spot accounts that aren't yours. How do you order your free credit report? Order online from annualcreditreport.com, the only authorized website for free credit reports, or call 1-877-322-8228. You'll need to provide your name, address, social security number, and date of birth to verify your identity. Keep in mind, you're entitled to 1 free copy of your credit report every 12 months from each of the 3 nationwide credit reporting companies. So the next time someone asks, "How's your credit?" you'll have the answer. To order your free credit report, visit annualcreditreport.com or call 1.
All right. Yeah. Awesome. Write these down and do this too. It's free as well, so why not, right? And that's the only site. Again, there's other sites out there that says freecreditreport.com. They're all fake. They're not, they charge you. This is the only one that's free. Annualcreditreport.com.
Can't see it. It's 877-322-8228. Again, 877-322-8228.
And it's annualcreditreport.com. .com. All right. You shouldn't be getting charged. If they ask you to put any information for a credit card, then you went to the wrong website. All right. So everyone got that? All right, we can go to next. Phone scams. Who's gotten a phone scam? Me. We've all got it. Our job phones. They call our job phones now. We're gonna go through some of the most popular ones. Yep, that's a phone. I think I'm going to show you the first video. Anyone here of spoofing?
No.
The word spoofing. This is going to explain spoofing, and then we're going to go into the phone scams. But it's very important to understand what spoofing is, because that's what the criminals are doing. And then action.
It's known as spoofing, when scammers mask phone numbers in your caller ID display so an incoming call looks like it's from a familiar number. Spoofers often use your area code, so a call may seem like it's from a neighbor, a local company, or even a government agency. They can get you at hello, even if no one's on the line. Sometimes scammers use spoofed robocalls to see if your line is live so they can target you later. Or you may be prompted to push a button on your phone to hear an important message. Don't do it. It may result in fraudulent charges. You may hear a recording or a live operator or some combination following a scam script designed to confuse you. The caller may already know a lot about you and may try to use that to fool you into giving them more. Keep your guard up. If a caller starts asking you for your PIN or a password to a bank account, or if you feel pressured or bullied, hang up. If you want to call back, use a customer service number you can validate on a bill, an account statement, or an official website. Bottom line, if you don't recognize the number, don't answer. And if you do, don't hang on, hang up. Learn more at fcc.gov/spoofing.
So everybody has a voicemail, right, or an answering machine. Let that be your personal secretary. Let them take all the calls, all right? If it's a scammer, most times they're not going to even leave a message. So let your phone do the work for you. If you don't recognize the phone number, or it seems odd that NYPD 19th Precinct is calling you, the IRS is calling you, let it go to voicemail. Because we don't call anybody demanding money. The IRS doesn't call anybody demanding money. Let your voicemail, let your answer machine do the work for you. So that's spoofing. So now you all know what spoofing is. So when I say spoofing, it's just disguising a phone number to look like another phone number. So they're fooling you. They're spoofing you. All right. IRS, we all know this by now, right? I feel like a broken record every time I talk about this. IRS is not going to call you saying you owe money and they're going to arrest you and ask you for money over the phone in the form of cash, gift cards, wiring money, and so on and so forth. They're not going to do it. So IRS is never going to call you.
This is Officer Daniel Wiseman calling you from the Legal Department of Internal.
So this is an actual example. Anyone hear this? This is something I got on my phone. It's a automated recording, someone claiming to be IRS employee.
This is Officer Daniel Wiseman calling you from the Legal Department of Internal Revenue Services. This is in reference to a criminal lawsuit filed against you. Your case number is CF 93271. The moment you receive this message, I need you to return the call. The issue at hand is extremely time sensitive. The hotline to my desk is 202-807-1004. I repeat, it's 202-807-1004. Don't disregard this message. Do return the call. Now, if you don't return the call, and I don't hear from your attorney either, then the only thing I can do is wish you a good luck as the situation unfolds on you. Goodbye.
Ridiculous, right? IRS agent wishing me good luck. I knew that was a scam, but I wanted to play it for you because these are the type of robocalls that are very convincing to some people, especially when you're not expecting it. It's tax season now, so you may get a lot of these. They're taking advantage of tax season. During COVID outbreaks, they were taking advantage of people pretending to be testing sites, vaccine locations. So they'll manipulate the phone calls depending on what's going on in the world. So right now it's tax season. It's going to be this. You may start hearing people calling for help for the war efforts, donations, stuff like that. Be very careful with anyone calling asking for money on the phone. Chances are 99 to 100% chance it's an actual scam. All right. So what we do, hang up. All right, for all these, and we'll fly through this. Medical, hostage, and law enforcement. Cops are never going to call you demanding money on the phone for bail or for their loved ones. And the hospital is never going to call you on the phone saying, hey, your son has been hospitalized. We need money before we can operate. They will do the operation and then bill you for the rest of your life first before they call demanding money. Okay, so don't fall for that at all. And the hostage one's particularly scary. They'll say they're your grandson. They may even have your grandson, your granddaughter's name, and they'll use it against you. They'll call saying we have. The phone call might start off with saying, "Hey, Grandma, I'm in trouble," and then you say, and then now they have the name of your granddaughter, and you didn't realize you just gave it. So it's me, Cindy. I'm in trouble. Just be aware of that. Almost all those, actually all those that we ever taken have all been scams. For people pretending to be loved ones, people pretending to be law enforcement, pretending to be doctors. Remember this conversation. This happens to you. Remain calm. Say, I just learned about that. It's not my grandson. It's not my granddaughter. It's not my son. It's not my daughter. Hang up. And I guarantee if you try getting in contact with that loved one, you're going to get in contact with them, and they're perfectly fine. So just be very, very wary of anybody that's asking for money, claiming to be anything else. Another quick video. Sorry, trying to make the videos fun so no one falls asleep. But this next one's about the grandparents scam, and then we're almost done. Oops.
Granddad, it's me. An accident in Mexico. I'm in jail.
Jimmy, is that you?
Yeah, it's Jimmy. I need money for bail right now.
In jail?
You need to send money right now. Please don't tell anyone.
Scammers are tricky and can pretend to be anybody in any situation. They seem like the real deal. They play on your fears. The goal? To get you to act fast. Check out if they really are who they say they are, even if they sound like a loved one. Heard from an imposter? Report it at ftc.gov/imposters.
If you lost money in this or any other scam, also file a police report.
So, like I said, that's how that's perpetrated. They pretend to be a loved one, and they play on your emotions. They make a call really early in the morning, really late at night, and they may not have any information about your loved one, but one slip up in the conversation and you give it to them and they use it against you and you think they know your loved one. So just be careful. Immigration scams, again, someone pretending to be immigration services saying we're going to deport you if you don't pay money. Completely false, completely a scam. Hang up. Lottery scam, someone calls you, tells you won the lottery or sweepstakes or something like that, Publishers Clearinghouse, whatever it is. But to claim your prize, you have to send money to them. Sounds ridiculous, right? It happens though.
Send an email.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you win something.
Sorry, you didn't. Yeah. Sorry, none of you all won this time. It's a scam. If you didn't play the lottery, if you're not in it to win it, then you're not. What's the expression? Not in it to win it. You got to be in it to win it. Yeah. If you didn't buy a lottery ticket, no one's calling you wanting to give you free money. So be careful. Be wary of that. And what should we do again for phone scams? Someone's calling asking for money. Just hang up. Please hang up. There's nothing else you could do. If you did not lose money in the scam, consider it a win, hang up and move on. If for some chance you did mistakenly fall for one of these scams, don't keep it a secret. Please report it to us. We want to make sure we have it on record. We want to make sure that any new scams develop that we can come to you and tell you about them. Don't feel ashamed. People that are in high school to retired, from the high school dropout to the college graduate have fallen for this. It's non-discriminatory. Everyone is a victim of these scams. It happens a lot. So don't feel ashamed. Please report any crimes that occur to you or a family member. And everything we went over today, please make sure to tell anybody that wasn't in the room today with you, family, loved ones, pass this information on to them. We'll have more information up here you can take back if you want to your family. We'll have more information over here. And if you have any questions for any of us, this will be the time. But this is our numbers. This is the neighborhood coordination officers.
All right.
And then that's my number right there. That's our office numbers. If you have any quality of life concerns, you want to.
I'm just reading it out, Brian.
Absolutely. So my number is 212-452-0630. And again, that's 212-452-0630. The crime prevention officer for the 19th precinct. Do you have any questions about scams or anything along those lines or anything we went over today? You can call that number. Your housing neighborhood coordination officer's number is 212-452-0630. Yeah, that's 212-452-0602. And you can reach them for
Reach any quality of life issues, any problems you're having throughout the buildings. If it's a police issue, we'll definitely try and help. If it's not a police issue, we can try and connect you with NYSHA and help you guys out that way.
And that's for the Isaac.
That's for Isaacson Homes. I have my work number, my cell phone, which sometimes we're actually up here, we're not in the office. You guys can reach out through that. I can give that number to you guys if you'd like right now. Write down. It's gonna be 917-521-0630. 9837. It's me 917-521-9837. My name is Officer Robinson. Feel free to call or text, whatever works for you.
Question?
No, I have a comment.
Sure.
With all your telephone scams and whatnot, because I'm involved with a lot of different organizations, I've actually put the robo-killer app on my phone. It picked up all telemarketers I have, unknown, private, it's spread, it scans everything that comes through.
Yep.
And so if the person is not their contact list, it's not gonna let it come through to me.
Yeah, that's a great point. There are a lot of apps that are available on cell phones, either Android Marketplace or Apple Marketplace. Do some research, find which one's good for you, which one's the cheap, if it's ones that are affordable, there's some that are free, but be sure to look at the ratings. Make sure you're downloading something that's actually going to work and not go against you. But yes, that's a good point. There are apps out there that can help control spam calls or scam calls. Any other questions about anything at all?
I'm gonna, I keep forgetting. One of these days I'll get it. So I'm gonna open it up to people who are online. If you're on the phone, you can press *6 to unmute yourself. Or if you're on the computer, you can just unmute yourself if you have any specific questions.
Hello?
*6 if you're on the phone, the mute button on your computer or a tablet if you're at home.
Hello, everyone at home, by the way. Wish you were here.
Yeah, I have a question.
You can go ahead. We're not calling on him.
What happens when they tell you some of your personal data is on the dark web?
I lowered it again. Say that one more time.
What happens when they tell you that some of your personal information was found on the dark web?
So good question. Mostly all of our information is available online. Everything. If you paid some money, you could get everything you wanted about somebody online. That's why we were talking about things that you can do to protect your credit. Knowledgeable of your family members are not in these dire situations. So if someone wants to get personal information from the internet, they're going to be able to do it. Things like freezing your credit and knowing that these scammers are out there will help prevent anyone from financially hurting you or financially hurting you. So there really is no way to wipe that information off the internet. There are a lot of websites that'll help you try to block some of it and protect you. And again, I ask you to look into those and look at ratings. There's different types of companies. I can't recommend any which one. One rhymes with LifeLock. There's other ones like that, but look into it and try to see if any of those are something you would benefit from. They can help prevent some, not all, but it can help prevent some people, some of your information from getting in the wrong hands. But there really is no way to prevent people from getting a hold of it on the internet. It's all about being prepared and doing the few things that we talked about today that can help limit the possibility that these will happen to you. Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question. Hello?
Hi.
Yes, I have a question. I would like to know, is it possible to get the information on freezing your credit from the bank?
A personal banker may be able to assist you, yes. I'm gonna leave some of these pamphlets here at the center. So if you have any way of coming here to grab some, you can grab some. Otherwise, give me a call, I can mail it to you. You can call my number, I can mail it to you in the mail. Okay. But if you go to your bank and you make an appointment with a personal banker, they may be able to assist you about what that. Yep.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Flora, you got anything for me? No? You're muted. Unmute yourself. Oh, now you went away. Oh, there she is.
Yes.
Just saying hello, that's all. Hi.
Hi. Glad, which precinct you were from?
The
one up-
19th precinct. You look familiar.
Yes, I am from the neighborhood. You see me all the time around.
All right, I'm just saying hello.
Hello. Are you from the precinct over there on 103rd Street and 3rd Avenue?
No, that's our neighbors. So you're kind of lucky to be in the area that you are in. So you have not only the 19th precinct, but the 2-3 precinct just to your north, above 96th Street, is the 23rd precinct. So you'll probably see 19 precinct cars plus the 23rd precinct cars all circling around the area. But if anything happens, we share a frequency with the 23rd precinct. We're all on the same radio, and we can hear what's going on over there. They can hear what's going on over here. So a lot of times what will happen is a 2-3 will respond as well if it's a really heavy, if it's a really big job. So that's how that happens. So that was a good thing to bring up.
Any other questions?
Thank you for sharing your cell phone number. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lorraine.
Yes.
I just want to make a comment. I really appreciate all the information that you gave today because a lot of things I did not know. I learned a lot, and I appreciate all the information.
Absolutely. We're happy to be back. I'm going to start doing this on a quarterly basis, once a quarter, like we used to do, because we missed you, and there's a lot of information that changes a lot. So we'll be back. Yes. So our precinct, our physical 19th precinct that covers up to 96th Street is at 153 East 67th Street. 153 East 67th Street. And one other thing I wanted to mention, we do host meetings. Actually, these two officers right here host something called Build the Block meetings. They're more intimate meetings because traditionally we host a community council meeting, which is the entire precinct from 59 to 96. And those are very broad and they cover the entire precinct. But the Build a Block meetings are specifically geared to communities. So these two officers are coordination officers. They host meetings for Robbins Plaza, Holmes, and Isaac developments. So when those are available, they're going to put signs in the lobby. They're going to give it to the management to send out, and they're also going to reach out. They host these meetings. They were virtual. I think we might start getting into virtual / in-person meetings. So, and those are once a quarter as well. So you have four opportunities a year to meet with the officers that are housing coordination officers and address issues that are important to you in your community and not something that's happening on 59th Street. I'm not saying you're not interested in that too, but they're going to be more focused on what's actually happening in your neighborhoods. The need.
In the building, like in this area, so that way the other tenants that are not really involved can get involved.
Before the meeting, before our meeting. So our next meeting will probably take place in April or May. That's when the next quarter starts. We're going to be posting flyers. They'll be in every building. So we'll be here and we'll post them up in every lobby. Just a matter. Sometimes the kids will come down and rip them down.
Yeah.
So we'll be in the buildings multiple times a week and we'll have the flyers on us. We'll be putting them back up. And we also send the meeting information out to our community partners throughout the buildings here. So they can get information either from the center here or just community members.
Man, right there.
Are you doing in central, like the 70s?
Yep, 70s. Lennox Hill. So I have something scheduled for a couple more of the centers. So I'll be at Lennox Hill later this month. And then I'm going to be at a couple other senior centers as well, because they're all opening up again. So I'm about to come back to going out to the centers to do this. So I'll be there. I'll probably see some of you if you go to the other ones. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, my hand's raised. I'm not sure where you're focused. There you go. There's a question that I put to someone in a meeting a couple of weeks ago that was directed towards seniors. And I just came from my doctor today and I was expressing how distressed and depressed and futile my efforts have been to solve a quality of life issue which has affected my well-being. And what she shared with me for seniors that this wasn't an unusual thing without being specific in this forum. How does one safely and successfully address quality of life issues, and you kind of mentioned it, that, you know, with laws changing and all of that, I've done everything I could do. I've been to the police station. I've spoken to police. I've spoken to, you know, environmental people. I've spoken to, you know, political people. I've done, you know, I think everything I could do in this new place that I've moved into. And it seems to be nothing that I can do, and that it seems to be a way of life that has to be accepted, you know, especially for some of us who are seniors. There doesn't seem to be the empathy or impetus to help a senior kind of, you know, cope with this. So how does one safely do it? How does one successfully do it?
Sure, and without getting too detailed, what kind of quality of life would it be fall under?
Well, you've mentioned it earlier, you know, it's drug related, uncertain, but it's so
So I'll mention a few, and then if it's one of those, you just tell me. So we've been experiencing an uptick in quality of life for homeless individuals in the neighborhood. Also we've had some individuals that are that need more help than we can offer. So bring them to the hospital a lot. So we call them the mentally distressed individuals. We've had a lot of those in recent years. Drug use, we've had complaints about littering as well. So a lot of those we can help control. Some of them we have to call on outside resources such as homeless services or sanitation. And some of them, such as like so for instance, marijuana use, which is used to be a huge problem or a huge complaint that we would get, still is pretty big complaint that we get a lot of. They legalized marijuana, so you can smoke it, and there's no laws against that any longer. Sales is something different. They're working out how they're going to deal with that in the near future. But if you live in the confines of the 19th precinct, and there's a quality of life condition in your neighborhood, the neighborhood coordination officers, which the precinct's broken up into 5. So we have Adam, which is Boy, Charlie, David, and then we have our housing coordination officers. Reaching out to them via text or email about quality of life issues, they can get a little more specific with you. And if it's something that we can handle alone, we'll do it. If it's something we need to call on outside resources or agencies to do, we will. And I don't know if any of you remember hearing about the garbage can tipper on Lexington Avenue. That was something we fought with for a while. He's back out there just throwing garbage in the street and just giant cans. And we had to call on a lot of resources to help us with that. Elected officials, homeless services, and he was getting help for about 6 months, but unfortunately he's back out on the streets up to his old antics again. So we will do whatever we can and contact as many people as we can to help the problem. It's just a matter of reaching out to the right people. So if you live in the 19th precinct and you visit our website, nyc.gov, or just type in NYP 19th precinct, it'll have a list of all your neighborhood coordination officers and their personal emails, and you can reach out to them and get things started that way.
All right.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome.
You had mentioned the report that you can get from annual credit report.
Yep.
I think I've seen on their website that due to the pandemic, they are issuing reports on a monthly basis now from each of the credit reports, the 3 of them.
Okay.
I think that's what I
good.
heard. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to ask, I have both a mobile number, a mobile telephone, and a fixed line. And I was considering canceling my fixed line because I hardly use it. I only receive all these calls, scam calls. Now, I was told that with the mobile phone, somehow when you call 911, they wouldn't know where you are. Is that correct?
That's sort of correct. So what happens when you call 911 from a cell phone is the cell phone towers in your area are all called upon. And if 911 wants to know if we want to know where you are, it sort of does a triangulation. It says you're in this general area. So when you're walking around with your cell phone and you call 911, we can tell if someone's calling 911 from the Upper East Side or if they're calling all the way from the Bronx. You could get a general area. It won't be very specific. So your house phone is very specific. But if you're calling from your house and you give us your address on the phone, that's what you should always do if you call 911, so we know where you are. But yes, cell phones aren't as accurate for location as a landline.
Okay, so do you still recommend to cancel the fixed line? It should be okay, right?
If it's something that you think would benefit you, I cancel mine financially because I didn't want a second line to pay for it. I wasn't using, so that was my reasoning for canceling it. But if you find that you don't want it anymore for some reason, as long as you have one way of contacting police, then you're good.
That's also my reasoning. One last question. There have been a number of the data breaches these past years. There was one with Equifax. I think it was some time in 2018 or something like that. And
Yep.
then recently T-Mobile. Now they put the data breach check, and I found out that all my information, including Social Security, is on the website.
Yep.
So what's our recourse? I mean, what can we do?
Well, parking, going back to what we talked about earlier about our information is out there. There has been a lot of breaches, but there are companies out there that you can subscribe to that will help navigate any future or eliminate the possibility of any future information of yours getting out there.
And
So
what
I would do, yeah, most of them are paid. Most of them are paid services. So I would go online and look for a company that will help you detect fraud and monitor you. That's what I would do in that case. Otherwise, freeze your credit for free, like we talked about earlier, and just keep a close eye on your bank accounts.
Yeah, I've done that.
I think we have time for one more question. One question on the inside and one question online. Yep, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have a very silly and very strange question. Is it any way, we are all senior citizens, I'm 77 years old, but is it any way you could show us, advise us about self-defense? If we've been attacked or something, I believe in it, and I really like to learn. I am carrying a pepper spray, but I like to add some other way. Doesn't matter, when I was younger, I used to know certain stuff, but I still believe I could do it. Doesn't matter I'm with the walker, I will be in a can, and I will use it.
The question was, how do we teach self-defense?
Yeah.
So we get asked that. Yeah.
I mean, maybe from this time,
Yeah.
some other.
We get asked that quite often, and while we don't offer self-defense classes, we do offer advice on what to do, and that would be to scream your brains out. If something comes up to you or someone comes up to you and tries to do anything to you or hurt you, steal from you, scream. The more people that have eyes on you, the more chances that this person is going to run. Someone else is going to call 911 on your behalf, come to your rescue. NYPD cop or a traffic agent or crossing guard is going to see what's happening and rush to help you as well. So what you can do is just be alert, keep your head up, make sure you wear your surroundings at all times, and if something does happen, do whatever you have to do to prevent it, whether it's scratching, punching, whatever, kicking, screaming, do it. Someone will notice that and come to your aid, and we'll get there, and hopefully make a quick arrest. But that's all we have right now as far as safety. There really isn't any. I just know there's classes out there. You can go fencing classes across the street, learn how to fence. But no, I'm not. But it's serious, very serious issue. Yeah, they offer them out there. There are courses. There are definitely courses out there, just that we don't offer them right now for liability reasons, I think. Mostly, but it's something worth looking into outside of the NYPD. The city might even offer them occasionally if you
private places.
Private, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought maybe you have something special for seniors.
Not yet, but I'll take that idea back to the office and see what we come up in the future, maybe.
All right, one last question on the computer. I will look in to see if there's any self-defense classes I can bring to the center.
There you go. See? Good you asked.
All right, you guys.
Thank you
guys so
all.
much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you all. Appreciate it. Good to see you.
There is a
Thank you so
question
much.
on the chat.
All right. Take care. Stay safe.
Be well. Good to see you all.